Hello, and welcome to another episode of It's News to Me. I'm your host, Anna Cahill, and today, BATV has the scoop on your top world, national, and local news, including the control of Senate passing into Republican hands and the approval of 60 miles of ComEd electrical towers being installed through Kane and neighboring counties. In world news, according to the BBC, head of the UN mission responsible for fighting Ebola in West Africa, Tony Banbury, claims he does not yet have the resources to defeat the virus. Despite help from countries, including the UK, China, Cuba, and the US, more help is needed to control the outbreak. Banbury said he was hopeful of achieving the 70% bed space for new Ebola cases and 70% safe burials to mitigate the number of new cases by December. The World Health Organization puts the death toll at over 4,800 as a direct result of infection. President Barack Obama is to ask Congress for $6.2 billion to help fight Ebola in West Africa. Chinese President Xi Jinping traveled to Tanzania with other Chinese officials and purchased illegal ivory, according to the BBC. The Environmental Investigation Agency spoke with ivory merchants who said demand from the delegation in 2013 had caused prices for ivory to skyrocket. While China denies any such allegations of supporting poaching, conservationists claim that demand for ivory in China is fueling poaching. Officials say that the increase in demand for ivory has led to the killing of thousands of elephants in Africa, and poaching has increased across all of the sub-Saharan Africa. And now, let's head over to the Chamber Chat with Holly Deachman.
Hello and welcome to Chamber Chat. I'm Holly Deachman, the Executive Director of the Batavia Chamber of Commerce. In our offices today, we are working on 3 major events that will be coming up between now and the beginning of 2015. We have the Mayor's Breakfast on November 13th that will be held at Lincoln Inn, and we will have the mayor there to do his annual State of the City address. So join us as we welcome Mayor Jeff Schelke for his presentation for the annual Mayor's Breakfast. Again, that is November 13th at the Lincoln Inn. It is a 7:30 a.m. breakfast and an 8 o'clock presentation. That is also very good for not only residents but business people alike, so please join us. Next, we have the Batavia Women in Business annual holiday luncheon that will be held at Fox Valley Country Club. That is a luncheon that starts at 11:30, and they raise funds for local charities and also work for the Clothes Closet and those that are collecting donations. So please join us and help us to help some of these local organizations. Next, we have our annual awards dinner, which will be held on January 30th. This year it will be held at the Homestead. They have a wonderful auditorium there that we'll be presenting. Then we have, within that, we have 2 different types of awards that we give out. We give out the OLI Awards, which is for businesses that have reinvested in the community through either development and remodel of their current facilities or the expansion of their facilities. So that just shows us as a community that they are committed to maintaining their business and expanding here in Batavia. So there'll be multiple OLI Awards that we will be presenting that evening. The major attraction for this event, though, is the annual Citizen of the Year Award. We are collecting nominations now, and the deadline for nominations for Citizen of the Year are December 1st. So please, if you know of somebody that is worthy of this award, that has contributed and has given back to our community, not necessarily in their work, but in their community organization, whether that be donations, volunteering, starting up new organizations, whatever they are doing. We have a prestigious group of people that have been Citizens of the Year in the past, and we're looking for ours for 2014. You can register for events on our website at bataviachamber.org, and I am personally collecting the nominations for the Citizen of the Year, and my email address is holly@bataviachamber.org. Thanks for joining us this time for Chamber Chat. Have a great day.
In other world news, Pakistan arrested 44 people after 2 Christians were burned alive in a kiln. The couple was attacked in a brick factory where they worked. Reportedly, Shama Bibi, one of the victims, had burned several verses from the Quran, which is considered blasphemy in Pakistan. It is not uncommon for these sort of incidents to be handled by vigilance, despite the crime being punishable by death in Pakistani courts. The mob had reportedly broken the victim's legs and proceeded to throw them into an industrial kiln. Pakistani Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif said that no mercy will be shown in punishing those held responsible. In national news, Obama and the Senate's new Republican leader have pledged to work together in order to pass more legislation. After the recent election, in which Republicans made large gains, taking over Senate, incoming Senate leader Mitch McConnell said he would work towards a more effective Senate. President Obama stated that he was eager to work with the new Congress in order to make his last 2 years in office as productive as possible. President Obama also explained that both parties must work together to address public concern of government inaction. And now, let's head over to Bill McGrath with a Municipal Minute.
Hi, I'm Bill McGrath. I'm the City Administrator, and I'm here for this week's Municipal Minute portion of It's News to Me. At last Monday's City Council meeting, a resolution was passed asking the Illinois Attorney General to take a look at the circumstances surrounding the city's entry into the Prairie State power generating project in southern Illinois. There have been a lot of questions that have emerged since that project started, and of course I think a lot of us are familiar with the fact that there were some significant cost overruns, and there's questions about the efficiency of this plant, and there's many things that the city does not know. However, we remain partners in the operation of that plant, so the city is in a kind of a dilemma in terms of its position there. So the City Council believes that the Illinois Attorney General can kind of be a third party in this and take a look at this, which not only impacts Batavia, but other partners across the Midwest. The 2015 proposed budget has been released by the city staff for the City Council to review. It is on the city website under the Finance Department. There's actually a link on the very front page of the website. Not only will you see the proposed 2015 budget draft, but there is a series of questions and answers which have been sent to us by the City Council, and we put those answers on the website to inform you as well. If you have any questions about the budget when you review it, you can feel free to send them to the city at info@cityofbatavia.net. The City Council will have 2 budget meetings currently scheduled. One is Thursday night, November 6th at 7 p.m. in the City Council chambers. The second one is 1 week later on Thursday, November 13th at 7 p.m., again in the Council chambers. The City Council reviews the budget and tries to see and make sure that we are spending tax revenues and other revenues we receive according to the comprehensive plan and the strategic plan of the city. As the budget has initially been published, there is no request for additional fees or tax increases, although the actual tax increase can sometimes be tied to the equalized assessed valuation of all of the property within the city. On November 18th, there will be a committee of the whole meeting, and there will be several items to be discussed, some of which might be of interest. There is going to be a discussion as to whether the city should initiate permits for installing new driveways. This is not for revenue purposes. It's to ensure some minimum construction requirements and to protect the adjacent right-of-way. We've had several issues where driveways are being installed and the adjacent sidewalks are damaged. Some driveways are put in not in accord with the city code, and at the moment we're going to discuss whether requiring a simple permit would be the best way for us to handle that situation. The second topic for discussion will be the city's land cash ordinance. This is an ordinance which is authorized by state statute, and it relates to the development of new property in the city. When new property is proposed to be developed in the city, a formula is used based upon the size of the property being added to the city, and most importantly, its land use. particularly as it impacts the school district and park district. If it is a residential development, there is a formula by which the school district and park district are given monies to help them with the infrastructure and property needed to service the residents who will be in those new homes. Many times the residents are living there for at least a year before any property taxes are collected by those bodies in any event. It's been several years since we've had any significant residential development, and certainly there's been some change in land values, and so it would be a good time for us to examine those formulas and the land values to make sure that if and when a building does come back on a more steady basis, that we are getting what those taxing districts truly need. If you're interested in either of those, I would suggest that you either call City Hall the day of that meeting on November 18th or check the website. Our agenda is always up on the Friday afternoon before the following week, and make sure that those items have actually made it to the agenda for the following meeting, and see what other items are on there. All of our meetings, whether it's Committee of the Whole or City Council, are open to the public. You're always welcome to those meetings. You're not only invited to speak in connection with anything on the agenda, there's a special portion of the agenda set aside for comments to be made for items that just aren't on the agenda. So the City Council is very interested in hearing people's opinions, and you can do that in person if you would like. So that's it for this week's Municipal Minute, and I hope you enjoy this fall. And leaf collection has already been done. There will be a one final brush collection the week of December 1st. So try to get that brush out there for that last pickup. If you have not gotten your leaves out yet, you can put them out in bags with stickers on them during the month of November, and you can put them out in bags for pickup by our solid waste company on your regular garbage day through the month of December without any tags at all. And maybe that's your reward for being out in the cold and raking leaves at that point. So thank you, and have a good week.
In other national news, NFL star Adrian Peterson admitted to assaulting his son. He pleaded no contest to the misdemeanor charge of recklessly assaulting his 4-year-old son. Peterson reportedly used a wooden implement to discipline his son and was put on probation, as well as being fined $4,000, according to the BBC. Peterson claimed he punished his son after his child pushed another one of his children off a motorbike video game. The punishment resulted in cuts and bruises in multiple locations, including the boy's back, buttocks, legs, and scrotum. Peterson's attorney described his client as a loving father. In local news, according to a press release, construction on 60 miles of ComEd electric towers in Kane and neighboring counties is scheduled to begin in the second quarter of next year and is expected to be in service in 2017. The project will cost approximately $251 million and will require the installation of about 400 metal power towers. Opponents of construction have voiced concern over the impact these power lines will have running through forest preserves and farms. Others have voiced concerns over potential health risks from exposure to electricity and magnetic fields. ComEd claimed that the project would result in customer savings and a reduction of grid congestion. Now, let's head over to Michelle Martzell with Check It Out.
Hello, I'm Michelle Martzell, Promotional Services Manager here at the Batavia Public Library. The library is very excited to be hosting author and cultural historian Nicholas Basbanes next Wednesday, November 12th at 7 p.m. Mr. Basbanes is coming here from Massachusetts to speak about paper. Yes, paper, something that we all take for granted. His lecture will explain how the invention of paper, approximately 2,000 years ago, revolutionized civilization. And although we like to think we live in a digitized world, Mr. Basbanes proclaims that paper is not going anywhere just yet. Mr. Basbanes is an award-winning journalist, author of 9 books, and speaks extensively throughout the country. This new Lyceum Lecture Series program is sponsored by the Batavia Public Library Foundation. Please register for this program online or call the reference desk. Thank you. Families are invited to the library to meet some fantastic frogs on Sunday, November 16th at 2 p.m. Deb Crone, aka the Frog Lady, will bring some cool and weird frogs to the library and will talk about these incredible creatures. Registration is not required for this program, and the doors to the Founders Room will open at 1:45 p.m. To see a list of other library programs and special events, check out the library's online calendar at bataviapubliclibrary.org. Thank you, and see you at the library.
In other local news, Caneland Sports Groups plan on working with Blackberry Township to develop land recently bought by the Kane County Forest Preserve District. The district paid approximately $625,000 to purchase 62.67 acres encompassing Westlake. Funds for purchasing came from the open space referendum passed in 2011. The sports groups will develop only a portion of the land for future use, specifically directly south of McNair Field. The district will maintain the land as open space and restore other portions in the future. And now let's head over to the board brief with Dr. Lisa Hitchens and Sue Gillerlane.
Hi, I'm Lisa Hitchens, Superintendent of Schools, along with Sue Gillerlane, the district's communication manager, to talk to you about highlights from the Tuesday, October 28th board meeting and the November 4th election. At the October 28th board meeting, the key topic was a district-wide website and brand redesign. Our Chief Information Officer, Tony Inglesi, and Sue are working on this, and Sue's here to provide more details about it.
Thanks, Lisa. At the October 28th meeting, the board approved authorization for the design firm Rule 29 Creative to work with the district on the redesign of the district's website and branding, which includes all BPS 101 school sites and logos. One of the driving forces behind this redesign is the fact that the BPS 101 website is 3 years old and wasn't designed with mobile devices in mind. Today, more than 23% of the district's traffic comes from mobile devices, which is up 56% over last year. Additionally, the district is shifting its communication strategy to be more content-driven yet concise. It's essential that content is easily found and consumable, meaning more photography, shorter articles, and articles that are easy to share on all devices. This includes desktops, laptops, tablets, and smartphones. We've already conducted 6 focus groups comprised of parents, students, teachers, administrators, and community members. The feedback from these groups has been compiled and analyzed and will be used in the redesign process. The process will take approximately 4 to 6 months, and during this time, additional focus groups will be conducted to get feedback and prototypes. Also, as part of the redesign process, the branding components for the district and school will be reevaluated, including logos, social media, stationery, web graphics, fonts, colors, etc. Since website design and style are based on identity, branding is really critical. Branding will play an important role in conveying our identity in all communication channels, including apparel. We're looking forward to the redesign process, and we'll keep the BPS community updated through District e-News and our Facebook and Twitter pages. And now back to Dr. Hitchens, who has more details about the October 28th board meeting and the November 4th vote.
Thanks, Sue. We had quite a bit to celebrate at the October 28th board meeting. Rotolo Middle School cross-country team members attended and were honored by the Board of Education and their coaches, Kathleen Hillman and Mark Montgomery, for their outstanding achievements at the state meet. The girls team won the Class 3A championship title, and the boys team won the Class 3A third place title. The RMS girls win marks the first time in Batavia history that a girls athletic team has won a state championship. The two teams thanked all of the board members for their support and presented them with signed framed photos from the state meet. It was great to see all the student athletes at the board meeting and have the opportunity to recognize them. Prior to the October 28th board meeting, there were weeks of discussions over the alternate revenue bond question on the November 4th ballot. We are glad that the public cared enough about the district to show up and vote, and we're glad that the board cared enough to ask the question. BPS 101 board members voluntarily placed the alternate bond question on the ballot to get direction from the public on capital improvement projects moving forward. Yesterday, voters gave us their opinion with a majority no vote, and we will honor it by continuing to fund capital projects through the district's annual $1.5 million operations budget. Projects will be done in phases. We look forward to working on these projects at the pace that the public has asked them to be completed. We're also looking forward to our next regular board meeting, which is scheduled for Tuesday, November 18th at 7 p.m. at the Rosalie Jones Administration Center. The public is invited and encouraged to attend. Hope to see you there.
A woman from Hampshire is facing felony charges after attacking another woman with a glass beer bottle at an establishment in downtown St. Charles. Joanna L. Bablitz was charged Saturday with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. The altercation arose after an intoxicated 23-year-old woman bumped into Bablitz, which resulted in a shoving match. Bablitz then proceeded to use a glass beer bottle to hit the woman on the left side of her face, causing the bottle to break on impact. Bablitz claims the incident was an accident and was annoyed with the woman who kept bumping into her. A status hearing is expected on the 13th. Now let's head over to Dominic Cotero, who will tell us about the upcoming Hello Dolly production.
The Batavia Fine Arts Center here, we've always got something going on. Very excited that we have Hello Dolly coming up in less than a week now, November 13th through the 15th. About 100 students involved in this production. Very interesting fact about this, it is the 20-year anniversary since Hello Dolly was performed at Batavia High School. And at that time, it was performed on the gym floor, because the stage that was in the gym had been demolished, but the new cafetorium stage had not yet been built. So in what is now the middle gym, they performed Hello Dolly on the gym floor in front of a red divider for the 3 gyms. So it's very nice to be able to produce this grand and beautiful musical in an actual theater space. Now, exactly 20 years, almost to the date from the last time it was done here in Batavia. Other great things that are going on here, on November the 22nd, we have The World of Magic, which is a Las Vegas-style illusion show with magician, dancers, and 10 of the most elaborate illusions usually not seen outside of Las Vegas. For more information on what's going on at the Batavia Fine Arts Center, always visit us at bataviafineartscenter.org, and we'll see you at the center.
Now over to Abby Lockwood with Batfest.
Batavia Main Street hosted the city's annual Halloween-themed family outing, Batfest, Saturday, October 25th. This year, more than 2,500 ghouls attended and enjoyed a variety of activities, including pumpkin rolling and trick-or-treating, live performances from the Batavia Park District Spirit Team, and the costume contest provided a day's worth of frightfully good fun.
Congratulations to our Rotolo Middle School girls cross-country team for winning state and the boys team for taking 3rd place. Now let's hear from the coaches.
Hi, I'm Kate Hillman, and I'm the Rotolo Middle School cross-country coach for the girls. And this is Coach Montgomery, our boys cross-country coach this year. And we're excited to share some news with you. Our 2 teams this year just recently came back from the IESA state meet, and our girls came home state champions. They're the best cross-country team in the state for girls, and our boys placed 3rd overall, which was really exciting. They're a group of great kids. We always say that greatness comes from hard work and dedication, and these kids have done that this year. Throughout the season, they were undefeated in every invitational that they raced in, conference champions, sectional champions, and a number of individual conference, all conference athletes, all state athletes, as well as all sectional athletes. So we're very excited about what they've accomplished, and we just wanted to share some of that with you.
The boys really came a long way this year. They were also first place in quite a few meets this year in Belvedere. They came in third in Troy, and they were also our sectional champs this year. They did a great job this year. It was more of a team effort this year. We didn't have any major front runners this year, but our boys ran like a pack. Throughout the season, there was about 36 seconds between our first runner and our seventh man. And then as the season went on at the state meet, which really helped them get the third place position that they got, they were only 30 seconds from their first man to their seventh man, which really helped us out a lot. We really enjoyed cross country. We had a really big team again this year. We had about 115 members on our team, which we love having all those kids. We try to encourage a love of running for all kids. We're always amazed those kids that come out to practice every single day and run and do all the workouts every single day. They seem to have fun. They socialize. We run on the trails and do all kinds of great things. We give out special awards, the Meeksosaurus and the Flash Awards and different things like that. So all those things kind of put together our cross country team, and it's a good time and a lot of fun.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of It's News to Me. As always, most of our programming is viewable online at mybatv.com or on YouTube under the username BATV1017. Be sure to like us on Facebook and sign up for our newsletter to stay up to date on the station's current happenings. Thanks again for watching. I'm Anna Cahill, and that's News to Me.
Hey, that's news to me.